There we go. Let me check the mic audio, guys. Give me a sec. Okay, all is good. And one more thing before I start off this stream.
Let's see. You alright?
Okay. That's me in the that's me in the chat right now. I just posted up a comment in the chat and the stream, whatever. Anyway, what is up, guys? That is the extraordinary saying here. You know, just chilling, playing Kakarot. I do have a few things to say before, you know, I get into the stream, because I feel like most people join in, watch the first few minutes of stream or a few seconds of stream. I'm gonna let this be known right now, okay? I know my uploading has been off recently. I've kind of been busy, haven't had that much time to stream. And then there's been some points I just don't feel like streaming, okay? I'm gonna be truly honest with you guys. Also, I'm gonna make sure that music and stuff isn't too loud. Let's put about 4. No, 5. No, that's good. Sean Schimmel. Hey, Goku. It's me, Goku. Okay, there we go. Wait. Save changes. Sorry, I should have set this up beforehand, but, you know, we all human. We all make mistakes. So, anyway, talking about this, no, my video uploading and streaming has been off. And I decided I will probably do another, I might do another stream tomorrow, or I might just put out a video tomorrow, I don't know. If it's a video, it's gonna be totally about Kakarot. I'm thinking about doing some funny skits on Kakarot, maybe, for a little bit. But, yeah. And then, not only that, but, what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, I'm still doing the Dragon Ball What If series for you guys out there who are still wondering. And if you're new to the channel, or you just randomly come across this video, I have came up with a Dragon Ball What If series. I'm still working on it. The process of making the script and trying to figure out where the story will go from is really painful. And like, when I mean painful, I mean it's painful. I mean, it's hard to see where the story will go, so it's taking me time to write the script, and then once I get into the video, I have to do take after take after take. You guys know this by now, that some of them, I don't normally do my videos scripted, but I'm trying to get to do I'm trying to script my videos for now. Well, not for now one, but I'm starting to try to script videos for you guys, because I feel that you guys should have the best of, you know, the content. Or, you get what I'm saying, you should have the best of the content when you come here on the channel. Anyway, that was another thing I had to state. And let's just get into the third thing. I do have this, I know guys on this channel, you've seen me rant before. This is more not a rant, but I guess you could consider it a rant. It's more of a, I don't know, what would you call it? Disappointment. Yes, that's what I should say. It's more professional. Disappointment. So, I recently have been looking up more about Kakarot. I'm really interested in this game. Like, I'm not gonna lie, out of all of the Dragon Ball games I've played, and I'll let you know I've played a ton. I've played the earliest Dragon Ball game I played was Budokai. So, you guys know, if you don't know when Budokai came out, Budokai only went from the it went through the Z story, but it basically only covered about the Saiyan saga to the Frieza saga, and then Budokai 2 covered the Buu saga. I'm not gonna give you I'm gonna give you a brief summary, and that was the brief summary. Might seem like I'm off to date, guys. So I think I am tired after doing some stuff today. But anyway, I've been playing Dragon Ball games for a long time. Kakarot might be one of the best Dragon Ball games I've played, and that might be an understatement. I might be wrong about that. In total, Kakarot in total is the best Dragon Ball game that follows the story, in my opinion. It follows the Z story. It adds even filler to it, which, you know, filler is good sometimes. I will say this is better than the Naruto filler. I'm sorry, like, sometimes you'd be watching Naruto and then you get into the filler parts, and then next thing you know, after a big arc or a big main arc, you go straight into filler and you're like, what? Like, that's what I'm just saying. I mean, I've seen a lot worse filler, but some of the Dragon Ball fillers and Dragon Ball Z fillers are not that bad. Not only that, but it's actually been one of the longest time ever since Budokai 3 came out of a Dragon Ball RPG game with levels and stuff. We haven't had that since Budokai 3, just to let you know, on the PS2. So you can imagine that if so anyway, in total, I've heard from people the combat is, you know, simple, and I'm not gonna lie, they're wrong. This game, it might look like it has simple battle mechanics, but you can do many things in the game. Like, literally, it's literally, most people have been talking about, you know, like, oh, Fighters is the best portrayal of the Dragon Ball series. No, I'm sorry, that takes it. Kakarot takes that cake and eats it. Like, you could do the step vanishes, you can do surges, which are really a boot, like a power up of some sorts. And, well, here's the best part. And there's what was the best part? I kind of forgot. Sorry, guys. The best, actually, no, I remember now. The best part about it is there's multiple diverse enemies in the game. So you're not just fighting one enemy. You could be fighting, you know, like, if you're talking about random characters, you could be fighting Cybermen, you could be fighting robots. I mean, you could be fighting Frieza soldiers, you could be fighting, heck, Babidi soldiers. It's very diverse in that. Unlike, I'd say, Fighters, where, you know, you're fighting the same Goku, Krillin, Piccolo, Tien, Vegeta clones in the story mode. And for a game that's not being online, I've heard multiple people say, you know, oh, you know, it'd be better if it was online. I'm like, no. Because think about it here. If you think about it here, if it was online and you would basically, let's say it was a world tournament mode, you're going up against online players, right? You could be going up against a level 250. Now, is that fair? Now, let's say if that you have that level 250 and he's going up against like a level 30. That's not fair, in my opinion. So this game cannot be multiplayer. I don't know whoever these people are who think that Kakarot could be multiplayer. Yeah, you know, it can be. It could be. Can be. I keep messing up my words here. It can be multiplayer, but just on the way of how the game is balanced, it wouldn't really work that much because it's an RPG. I'm not here to review the game, okay? So I'm going to make a review about Kakarot, but at the point in time, I gotta, you know, I can't do it at the point in time. So yeah, what I'm here today to say, and I'm not gonna make this video long. Here's the bad part. I didn't even put a timer on my video to see how long it goes. So maybe after I finish this topic, maybe I'll go into a subtopic, you know, and all that. But I'm just gonna get into the topic now. So I've recently been looking up about stuff about DLC. Now I've heard from multiple people because I like getting multiple, you know, what is it? I like to get multiple, you know, answers from different people. I don't like just to go to one person and then them tell me, oh, this is what's going to happen. No, you want to go to multiple sources and figure out what's going on. So I've heard that people have data mined the game and that there's 10 DLCs for the game. So I heard that, I was like, oh, cool, 10 DLCs. You know, that's actually good. This game does need more DLC. I mean, it just came out like a few weeks ago, but it does need more DLC. Now, I was thinking about it, I was like, okay, good, 10 DLCs. But then afterwards, you know, I started to see we were getting Beerus and Whis. Now here's the thing. A lot of people didn't know what DLC that they were being covered under. Funny thing is, and I first realized this, it literally said DLC 01 Beerus and Whis. And I'm like, y'all didn't see that? Are you being... You did not see the 01 right next to it and it says DLC, which means downloadable content. Like, what? I mean, maybe they skimmed over it, I'm not sure. But Beerus and Whis, you know, cool. I'm glad. That means we're getting God characters. Then I heard God Goku is going to be in the game. Good, you know, give more transformations out. So, and then I heard Super Saiyan God, Vegeta, and Blue Vegeta are in the game, and then in the files basically. And then I was like, okay, you know, good, because this proves. Now a lot of people have been saying Kakarot is not going to include Super DLC, and that the developers literally stated they weren't going to do Super content. But here's the deal. Here's the deal. Even though they said, and when the game was first being shown off, they said, well, we're not going up to Super. They said, like, the dude was questioning, he was like, so you're going to go up late? Like, they didn't say they weren't going to go up later into Super. That doesn't mean that they're not going to go into Super. Think about it. Wouldn't it be stupid if they went in, right? They went in and they were like, okay, we've finished all the Z content for Kakarot. Let's go and make Dragon Ball Super Kakarot. They're not going to make a new game. I don't know what you guys are smoking or whatever, but I'm just confused because they're not going to waste money on a new game. They're going to put DLC in like the older game. I would have thought people would know that about Bandai at this point, but I guess most people don't know how Bandai or whoever is Bandai, because they have the final say. Most people don't know how Bandai works with. If you don't know, Xenoverse 2, when did it come out? 2014, I think October the 25th. And the game's still been pumping out content, DLC content. Now, you would expect, well, after, you know, the first 4 DLCs for the Seasons Pass, just wait a few years and then we'll get Xenoverse 3. That didn't happen. They started to come out with extra packs, and I know I'm not fighting at the moment, guys, because... Actually, no, I'm gonna fight some of these robots. I literally cleared the story in this part of the game, so that's why I'm not really fighting. So this is kind of like post-game. I'm at post-game. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Bandai, after like the first 4 DLCs for Xenoverse, they were like, okay, well, we're basically gonna make more DLCs. We're gonna make extra packs. I'm okay with that. You know, I was okay with that. More DLC couldn't hurt the game. But then they said, well, we're coming out with the Ultra Pack. And I was like, you know, at this point in time, y'all should have went to Xenoverse 3. Like, it's kind of like, you know, beating a dead horse, you know, like that metaphor, you know, you're beating a dead horse. Except if the horse was Xenoverse and Bandai was the person beating the dead horse, okay? Let's just leave it at that. Okay, so, going off of that, you know, they had some cool DLC, like, for free-wise, they had cool free DLC. Some of the DLCs after a while kind of got lackluster and they kind of got lazy. They came out with Super Saiyan Blue for Saiyans and then Super Saiyan Evolution for Saiyans. They didn't really come out with any other transformation, which is kind of sad. They could have had like a Namekian fusion or some buff Master Roshi form. You know, they could have had a Super Buu, like, you know, like you could take a roster character and just like absorb it, take their abilities and all that. That would have been cool, but they didn't. They mainly focused on Saiyans. A lot of people got mad about it. I'm basically speeding this conversation up, okay? So a lot of people got mad about it, and then I thought, you guys do know that the main characters in the series are Saiyans, and mostly it's made like the series is based off of Saiyans. You know, you would think by now people would notice that, oh, if the main character is a Saiyan, they would probably focus more on Saiyans. That's why after the Namekian, the Namek arc, that's why after the Namek arc, you didn't see that much of Piccolo or the Namekians that much anymore. Except when you got to the Cell arc, when, you know, Namekian fusion still was a thing, and then all that. But that once you got to the Buu arc, Toriyama was like, nope, I'm not talking about the Namekians no more. But going off of that subject, sorry about that. Fighters comes out. I'm not gonna lie, I like the game. Combat mechanics are pretty good, but it's just not my cup of tea. Wasn't my Dragon Ball game. To be honest, for a long time I thought Xenoverse was the game. And maybe that was because of the story. Maybe it's because I liked how the stories they told, and maybe I was after that What If vibe. I don't know. It could have been I was just, you know, I don't know. Maybe I was just stupid at that point in time. I don't know. I think it was just Xenoverse 1 did it. Like, it's like they're finally doing What Ifs again. Good. I want it. Bring me more What Ifs. So yeah, maybe that was the reason. So then, you know, Fighters wasn't my cup of tea, but I still got it, played it. I liked being an overpowered Yamcha online, but then, you know, as all other games, people try to find exploits to basically, you know, figure out the way to exploit the game to basically, you know, wouldn't really say, actually, you know what, no, cheat. They basically are using the in-game systems to, you know, basically win and stuff. And I was just like, no. And even if I wanted to, if I went back to Fighters now, I'd probably still not go back to it. Because, let's be honest, people just find exploits in any games, and I'm not that much of somebody who likes fighting games. But I do. I don't know what I would be categorized under. Maybe fantasy, no. Fantasy, fighting, what else? Fantasy, fighting, RPG games. That's what you could categorize me under. So then after a while, I was like, there's really no good Dragon Ball game out there. I mean, Xenoverse is the only one out there that's a modern Dragon Ball game. It's lackluster. They still are coming out with DLCs, and Xenoverse 3 is nowhere to be found. And it was an RPG. It was an RPG too. But here's the problem: it was watered down. So it really wasn't an RPG. You could consider it an RPG. But to be honest, I think Xenoverse would have worked a lot better if it was an MMORPG. So you have like your start world. Just like how Kakarot is. You start off in like, what was it? You start off at Goku's house. And then from there you go to Master Roshi's, you know, basic things. But no, you have a hub. And even though I don't mind it, and it's like, but it still doesn't have that, you know, classic RPG, you know, type of vibe where you know, you go off into the world, go on adventures, and not only that, but you literally took no time at all, but they literally rushed it to where they gave you no like for Saiyans, for example, Super Saiyan was like a transformation for Goku that he got mad for Frieza killing Krillin, right? Xenoverse literally takes that away. Takes that what's the word I'm looking for? It takes that, not nostalgia. It takes that thrill away from the transformation. It takes away from the transformation. Like, oh, you know, you go ask people, go ask other Saiyans how they become Super Saiyan, and then you'll be able to learn. Like, I want my character to have an experience where somebody just, you know, dies, and then my character's like, oh, there's no Dragon Balls or something like that, and it's like he turns Super Saiyan, or if it's a Saiyan, or if it's a Namekian, something like that. And even though Namekians can't go Super Saiyan, but like, you know, somebody dies and it's like, well, we gotta resort to Namekian fusion, like something cool like that. But Xenoverse watered down forms and literally took away from Super Saiyans. Like, it kind of made Super Saiyan as a transformation a lot worse. I mean, Super kind of ruined it, but I mean, you could kind of say Z ruined it when Trunks was introduced. I'm not saying I don't like Trunks, I'm just saying once he went Super Saiyan against Frieza and he showed it off and he's like, oh, I'm not the only Super Saiyan, that's what ruined the form. Because Goku was the only one. It was like a unique form, and it's like only certain Saiyans can do it. And then Trunks comes in and just does it. It's like, even like what? I kind of wish they kind of just made Super Saiyan unique to Goku, and you know, I wouldn't mind if they gave it to Vegeta, Gohan maybe, or Trunks. If they just left it like that, that would have been fine. Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 2 could have been unique to Gohan, I guess. I don't know. I'm probably just spouting stuff out. I'm just talking random stuff right now. And I literally just went off topic from what I was saying. So let me get back on the topic train right now. Okay, so anyway, 10 DLC is cool. But me knowing Bandai, I was like, okay, there's something fishy about this. Something really fishy about this. Because knowing Bandai, they usually, when they have one of their games, they usually try to, you know, do something to mess something up, okay? Also, I want to make one more argument for those people who think that Kakarot can't have super content. Storm 4 had DLC called Boruto, what was it? The Road to Boruto. And so what would that be like? Oh, you know, since Boruto isn't in original Naruto, you know, he can't be in the game. Like, no. But I'm sorry, I had to get off that because I'm just gonna be on that the whole time. I don't get why people think that. But I was thinking, you know, this gotta be fishy. They did something. Bandai did something. Whenever a new game comes out that I usually like by Bandai, they always seem to do something. They always seem to do something that messes the game up. Now, I was like, maybe they didn't do it. Maybe they didn't do it this time. They did it in Xenoverse. They did it to fighters. Well, not as much to fighters that they did it to Xenoverse. They did it more to Xenoverse. They, like I said, you could go back to what I said about the beating the dead horse, where Xenoverse is the horse and Bandai is beating the dead horse. So basically, anyway, going back to what I was saying, I was like, you know what, maybe this game might actually be the type of game that Bandai has realized. Yeah, maybe we should come out with a game for the fans and not do anything to screw something up. And heck, I might, you know, I was like, you know, good. And heck, I might even change my mind about this topic, so it's not no set in stone. So I might be totally wrong about what I'm about to say, but I'm just gonna say it anyway, because I might as well, because I've seen people pointing this out a lot. So after a while, I was like, okay, we're gonna have super content, and they've mentioned old Brawly, and since Super Saiyan God Vegeta's in the like datum, like in the files, that means we're gonna have like Super Brawly content. They also talk about the other world tournament and stuff like that. So going into that, I was like, okay, cool, this game's gonna be very good, have a lot of DLCs. And then I've heard from multiple people, and that they've just been looking at the season pass, and sorry, I had something in my eye. So anyway, I've heard from people, or at least I've seen people. I've been keeping up, updating myself with the game, updating with news, going to multiple sources, and people have actually been going to the in-game site for Kakarot and looking at the seasons past, because most people by now who've originally got the game have already beaten it and got the platinum trophy. Me, on the other hand, I have not beat it and haven't got the platinum trophy. I'm still kind of working on that. I got mine a little early. Even though I'm post-game, I'm still kind of working on getting a few other things. So, you know, I like to take my time sometimes in games. I feel bad for these opponents. That was just overpowered. So, I like to take my time in some games, including games that are RPG or MMO. So, you know, anyway, after that, I started seeing people post videos about the game itself, and they're like, okay, something's not right. And I was like, no, I knew it. I knew Bandai couldn't leave something alone. Or at least somebody couldn't leave something alone. I don't know if it's Bandai. It could be Bandai. It could be the developers of the game. It could be anybody. It could be your neighbor. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding about that. It could be your own Wi-Fi. No. I'm gonna stop. So, So, anyway, next thing I hear from people, they're looking at the season pass on, or at least I remember watching a guy who went onto the Japanese online site for Kakarot, and he went to the seasons pass. Now here's the only bad thing about it. If Kakarot is supposed to have 10 DLCs, right? If it's supposed to have 10 DLCs in the files, and the data miners basically brought, right? If there's supposed to be 10 DLCs, or supposedly, that's what I'm saying. If there's supposed to be 10 DLCs for the game, so that would mean all 10 would be covered under the season pass, right? Well, that might be a problem, because Bandai might have pulled a little Xenoverse bull on us. And what I mean is, if you guys remember the little controversy back when Xenoverse 2 finished its first 4 DLCs, and then they like started talking about, oh, there's these things called extra packs coming out. A lot of people were wondering, well, is it gonna come like, you know, be included under like as like the seasons pass? And they said no. So a lot of people were mad that they had to buy this DLC, even though they literally just basically bought like the season pass. They might have bought it at full price, they might have got it on sale, who knows. Anyway, going off of that topic, people went on, one dude went up on the Japanese Kakarot site and saw that Kakarot covers one episode and then a second episode and then like a new story. Now, if you guys don't know what an episode is in Kakarot, think of when you're playing the Saiyan Saga. This is how I perceive it. You're playing the Saiyan Saga, and each time, basically during the episode, these Shenron will appear, and it'll give you a grade rank. So, like, let's say it's Goku versus Nappa and Goku versus Vegeta. You get an S and an S. Those are your grade ranks. And then it goes on, then it goes on to the next episode, or then you get to like what is it? Then you go over to like the next one, okay? So like then once you finish that one, those are your grade rankings, right? So once you get those grade rankings, you get to the end of the episode, which is the saga, basically the end of the arc. So they could have just said, instead of an episode, they could have just said an arc, and it would have been 10 times easier for everyone. So Kakarot, which says that is covered under the season's pass, I'm not saying this is set in stone. They might change it later on, but Kakarot basically under the season pass is covering a episode, a second episode, and then a new story, a new original story, which we already know super content's going to be in the game. And for you people who don't believe, the Super Saiyan God Vegeta's in the game, and he's from Super, and he was debuted in Super. So there's your evidence right there. So that there's a problem there. If the data miners have mined, like not mined, but if they've already data mined 10 DLCs for the game, and the season pass only covers 2 episodes and a new story, then what are they gonna do? Are they gonna pull a Xenoverse 2? Because if that's the case, it doesn't make sense. Not only that, but the next DLC is not coming until spring of 2020. You know how long that is from? You want to know how long that's? We're in like almost February. No, it's February the 1st. Sorry guys, my keeping up with the months is horrible. It's February 1st. And March is considered basically, I think, spring, either April or March. Game came out in January, so for those people who've literally grinded out the story, 100% the community board and all that, have to wait until spring. Now that could be April or March. The game, and here's the other thing. The game is literally in UK. Now hear this. The game has literally like in UK has already like surpassed like annual like GTA sales and all that. Like GTA, FIFA, all those games. Like it's already in the UK have surpassed GTA and other games like out there in terms of sale for like January sales term, I think. Yeah. So I don't know. They've already added out a free update for the game with a side story with a Rayleigh from Dr. Slump, which is a cool thing. I think the game should have more free DLC, like, you know, most RPG games usually have. a lot of expansions to, you know, forward the game. Like, not forward it, but to basically add more into the game. So, yeah, and after hearing that news, I was kind of like, you know, good thing I didn't, good thing, you know, good thing basically people are at least telling, you know, or at least getting the word out. And I thought maybe, you know, I should get the word out on it and tell you guys if you're thinking about buying the season pass for Kakarot, maybe wait. I mean, I'm not gonna say, you know, if you really want to get it, you get it. That's you. That's you and your money. So, but I'm kind of afraid it's gonna be another Xenoverse steal, and Xenoverse isn't a bad game. It's just it has so much potential, and they wasted it. I do have a few other things that like about the game and the post, like about the post game. Like, why can I not play as Vegito or Gotenks? They're fusion characters, so why can't I not pick those characters and there be like a fusion option? So like, so maybe that'll be like later on in the game's lifespan. Maybe there's gonna be a new game plus. A lot of people have been talking about that, but what would be the point, you know? I mean, you have all your levels and stuff, all your moves, but then it's like you're going up against higher level, I mean, lower level opponents, so what's the point of going with a new game plus? Unless, like, they add the enemy's levels higher and they up the level cap from 250 to, like, 400, maybe? That's a pretty decent number. But, I don't know, it's just... Oh, it's not looking that great, even for an RPG game. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, this game does blow any other Dragon Ball game out of the park. The side missions are great. I mean, some of them are fetch quests, but let's be honest, nobody really likes fetch quests, and every game's gonna have their fetch quest in it. But basically, that's what I want to say, and you know, about the game itself. I'm gonna do a review about the game, and I'm actually might come out. I don't know, because tomorrow is Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure it's Super Bowl Sunday, right? Yeah. So maybe not tomorrow. Maybe no. I'll put it out early tomorrow so you guys can watch it later on if you guys want to. And yeah, I thought I should have uploaded, you know, because I've kind of been pushing it off and I've been busy. I hope you guys can, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? That's not forgive, but basically, you know, yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, now I know what I was gonna say. Okay, I hope you guys know that, you know, not every time I'm gonna be able to upload, and sometimes I just don't feel like it. Sometimes I take many YouTube breaks because you guys do know YouTubers get burnt out, out of creation, like they run out of creative stuff to do, and I thought maybe I should take a break, get my creative juices running, and yeah. But I guess that's all I gotta say. There isn't that much to be said about Kakarot at the moment, but if I do get more news on the game, I will probably make a video about it, but at the same time I might not. If I'm like, if it interests me, that is, I might make a video. So Yeah, with that out of the way, how long I've been recording? I've probably been recording long enough. I'm not trying to make a video too long. It's probably been like an hour. I don't know how long it's been. So I'm just gonna leave it here. If you guys like the video, um, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't. I appreciate every one of you who watches my video, because I wouldn't be at the point where I'm at, on YouTube. I mean, even though I'm a small channel, I appreciate each and every one of you who watches my channel and supports me, because it is a hobby for me. But if I get to the point where I start making money off of YouTube, that'd be great. But I probably never will. But for you guys who support me for this as a hobby, I think that's great, to be honest, because most people don't don't get that far in YouTube. In terms, you could say, well, yeah, you're a small channel, you're not that far, and you don't have like 100 subs or 1,000 subs, and even though I don't have that many subscribers, at least I have the ones I do, or at least I have the ones I have. It's better than making a channel and not having any subs, like. But I'm just gonna leave it off here. The video tomorrow is gonna be like a comedy video, like not a comedy video, but it's gonna be a like funny video. And yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope you all liked the gameplay. Like I said, this is post game. I'm kind of replaying the game on another save, but I go back to my post game save to level up some of my characters. So yeah, anyway, I'm just gonna get out of here, because I'm probably gonna just keep rambling on for hours. And yeah, I'm just gonna peace out, guys. You guys all have a good day, good night, wherever you are. I don't know. Have a party. Try not to be don't be stressed out about some things. That's why I've kind of been taking ranting out of the channel ever since like a few months ago. So yeah, thank you guys who are watching this later on YouTube. I appreciate it. And if you've stick to the end of the video, you are an extraordinary person, not a Saiyan. You are an extraordinary somebody, person. I don't know. I'm gonna have to come up with a name for that. Anyway, like I've said, I'm gonna get out of here. Peace out, guys.